Class 289, not bad, 289, almost 290, but not yet. We need to be patient. I'm anxious to reach class 290. I'm anxious to reach class 1000, but we need to be patient. Patience is a virtue. Se dice mucho en inglés, la paciencia es una virtud. Patience is a virtue. Okay, patient. De hecho, la palabra paciente is patient. Be patient. Sé paciente. Yes. Ten paciencia, se suele decir en español. Pero solemos decir en el que estés paciente, que seas paciente. Be patient, be patient. But un médico también tiene pacientes. A doctor has patience. Yes. Yo solo admito pacientes. I only admit patience. All right. Y la palabra paciencia, patience, suena igual que la palabra pacientes. Mis pacientes tienen mucha paciencia conmigo. My patients have patience with me. Okay, etc. All right, so page 282. Yes. Point 25, irregular verbs. Meet, met. I met Inés Garcia in Seville. I met her about 6 years ago. I met Akimorita in Osaka. Yes, I met him 8 years ago, I think. I met Li Tong in Shanghai. And I met his wife and his little daughter. Yes. And that was 4 years ago. I met Paul Eisenbach in Munich, not in Heidelberg. I met Paula at her parents' house. Paula's parents live in Munich, although Paula lives in Heidelberg. But I met her in Munich. I met the Johnson family, Philip, Nancy, and their two children. I met them in Lincoln, Nebraska. I was driving from Chicago to Denver. It's a long drive, 2 very long days. And I stopped in Lincoln to have lunch in a fast food restaurant. And the table next to me was a family. And they saw me and they heard us speaking Spanish. I was with my wife and my son, the three of us, not my daughter. My daughter was in England at the time. And they noticed us and they said, "What language are you speaking? Is that French?" I said, "No, it's Spanish." I said, "Spanish? It doesn't sound like Spanish," because they're not used to Castilian Spanish. They're used to Latin American Spanish, Español, Mexicano, and it sounded different. And so we started talking, and it was Philip Johnson, Nancy Johnson, Michael Johnson, and Denise. That was about 7 years ago. Okay, met. I have met a lot of people in my life. Every month I meet somebody new. And I've met a lot of interesting people in my life. Say, yes. What? Do you want me to say something? What do you want me to say? You want me to say something in French? Fine, yeah. Yes. Well, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to say in French? Well, you want me to say a number. Quatre. That's 4. All right. Now, what do you want me to? You want me to say something in Italian? Ciao. That's Italian. That's goodbye or hello in Italian. Yeah, pronto, ciao. Okay. You want me to say something in German? Let's see. Achtung. I think it's attention or something in German. You want me to say something in Portuguese? What do you want me to say? Anything? Okay, caminho. Caminho is camino. Yeah, caminho. All right. What do you want me to say something in Russian? What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? Anything? Okay, do svidaniya, which means goodbye. Do svidaniya. All right. Yes. In Japanese, what do you want me to say? Goodbye? Sayonara. Sayonara, baby. All right. By the way, Schwarzenegger doesn't say sayonara in the original movie of Terminator 2, he says, hasta la vista, baby. He uses the Spanish expression, hasta la vista. He says, hasta la vista, baby. And of course, in the dubbing in Spanish, el doblaje, hasta la vista, they used sayonara. Sayonara, baby. That's good. All right. So first I said something in English, right? And no, first I said something in French. Yes, I said a word in French, but I don't remember what word I said. I said the number 4, quatre, remember? I said the number 4. Then I said something in Italian, didn't I? Yeah, the second word I said, the second foreign word I said was in Italian. What did I say? What did I say? I said ciao. Yeah, I said, and then I said a word in Portuguese, right? No. I said a word in Russian. No. What did I say after I said ciao? After I said ciao, what did I say? Let's see. After you said ciao, you said a word in Portuguese, I think. Yeah, or in German. I think you said a word in Portuguese first. Are you sure? No. I think you said a word in German. Yeah, but what did I say? You said attention. Achtung. Yeah, I don't know what it means. I don't know German. But I said Achtung. And then what did you say? Then I said a Portuguese word. And what did you say? I said caminho, remember? And after that? And then I said, what did I say? What did I say? What did I say? I think I said, after that, I said a word in Japanese, right? I said sayonara, right? No. You said a word in Russian. Yes, I said goodbye in Russian. Yes. How did you say it? I said do svidaniya. And then, what did I say? And then I said sayonara, right? So first I said quatre. Then I said ciao. Then I said achtung. And then I said caminho in Portuguese. And then I said do svidaniya in Russian. And finally I said sayonara in Japanese. All right. So I said 6 different words. All right. Pay. All right. Richard, yeah, did you pay your taxes last year? Of course. I paid a lot of taxes last year. And I paid a lot of taxes the year before. I paid a lot of taxes the year before that and the year before that. I've paid a lot of taxes here and in the United States, both. All right. Put. How many pencils did you put in your pocket yesterday? I didn't put any pencils in my pocket. I didn't put any pencils. I dropped 2 pencils, remember? I dropped 2 pencils on the floor. Yes, Richard, but you didn't drop them on that side of the chair. You dropped them on the other side. Did I drop them over here or over here? You dropped them over there. Over here. Yeah. I dropped them over here. Well, now they're over here. Different pencils, not the same. So, but I didn't put any pencils in my pocket. Did you quit your first job? Well, look, my first job was delivering newspapers in the middle of the night. Delivering newspapers in the middle of the night when I was 14 and 15. And I quit the job when I was 15 and a half. Almost 16, I think. I quit the job. Then I had a job in a supermarket for $1.60 an hour. And I worked in that job for about 5 months, and then I quit because I wanted to work in a different supermarket. And so I switched. I changed. And I worked in that supermarket for about 6 months, and then I quit. And for a period of a few months, I didn't work. And then I found a new job in a pizzeria. How did you find it? Well, I went to the newspaper, to the classified section, the local newspaper in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And I went to the classified section. ¿Cómo? La sección clasificada, ¿eso qué es? De anuncios por palabras. Esa sección del periódico que antes había, como segunda mano and things. So I went to, and I circled, and there was a job to work in a pizzeria. So I worked there. And did you quit that job? No, I didn't quit. I was fired. Really? Yeah, fui despedido. Con razón. Sin razón. Both. It was justified. I was working in a pizzeria. I worked in that pizzeria for about 8 or 9 months, for a long time. And on the schedule, the British say schedule, el horario, los programas de trabajo, it said the following week, the next week on Wednesday, I was working. And on Thursday, I had 2 very important exams at school. So I spoke to the manager, John Davis. I remember his name. He was only 21 years old. I was 17. And I spoke to him and said, John, listen, can you arrange a substitution or change me for another person? And John said, well, I'll see what I can do. I'll see what I can do. Veré lo que puedo hacer. I'll see what I can do. The following day, I said, John, did you find somebody? I can't work on that night. And he said, no, but I'll see what I can do. John, I can't work on that night. Please find an. He never found a substitute. And I warned him 3 times. I said, I'm not going to work on that night because I have to prepare 2 very important exams at school. And he didn't, in my opinion, he didn't make an effort. He didn't make an effort to find a substitute because it's very easy. You say, hey, Johnny, listen, Richard can't work on Wednesday. Can you cover for Richard and he'll cover for you? It's very, very easy. Querer es poder, I can see. Where there's a will, there's a way. And so, I didn't go. I was angry that he didn't find a substitute. And so he called me and said, you're terminated. All right, so I didn't quit the job. I was terminated, okay? I was fired. All right. So he was right and I was right. I mean, we were both right or both wrong. But for me, my academic life was more important than my working life. I was only 17. I worked because I wanted to work, not because I needed to work. Huh? I worked because I wanted to, not because I had to, because I wanted to. Fija, otra vez estoy separando y dejando la repetición to work. Trabajé porque quería trabajar, no porque tenía que trabajar. I worked because I wanted to. Y lo dejo colgado con el to pegado. I worked because I wanted to, not because I had to, not because I needed to, but because I wanted to. And I liked to. Okay. So, but I was fired. So, quit. All right, read. I've probably read 5,000 books in my life. I've read so much in Spanish and English and in French as well. I've read a lot. I've read probably 10 novels in French. Yes. The most difficult novel in French for me was Papillon, a bestseller from the 1970s, Papillon. Papillon means butterfly in French, mariposa. It was a good novel, by the way. And they made a movie with Dustin Hoffman and Steve McQueen. That was the only time in which Dustin Hoffman and Steve McQueen were together in a movie. It was Papillon. All right, so I've read, he leído, I read the Quixote twice. I've read Madame Bovary once. I've read El Buscón once. I've read, let's see, El Caballero de Olmedo once. I've read El Árbol de la Ciencia by Baroja 1.5 times. 1.5 times. Okay. So, I've read a lot of books. I've read a lot of books. All right. Richard, have you read the Bible? Oh, yeah. The Bible. La Biblia, yes. I've read many parts of the Bible, but I've never read the Bible from start to finish. I've never read the Bible completely. I've read parts of the Bible in the New Testament, and I've read parts of the Bible in the Old Testament. Read, read, read. Every day I read. Yesterday I read, and lately I've read. Ring. To ring. Ding, 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 ding. Yes, my alarm clock rings every day. Not true. The bells in remember the bells in St. Peter's Basilica? They ring every day. And the bells in the church, especially on Sunday morning, the bells in the different churches ring. But I have never rung the bells in any church, I think. But I have a vague memory of having done it once. You know, the experience of pulling on the rope. There's a cuerda, ding, 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 to ring the bells. Ring the bells are ringing. Okay, rise. Yes, sir, the sun rose this morning. You know, in fact, the sun is rising right now. Yeah. The sun rose yesterday, too. Yes, the sun rose. Once, in 1868, in Pecos, Texas, a small town, a man was condemned to die, to be hanged, colgado, al amanecer, at sunrise. And the sun didn't rise. Yeah. The sheriff and all the people in town said, wait a minute. He's to be executed at sunrise, and the sun didn't rise. What do you do in that case? All right. Yesterday the sun rose. The sun has always risen. There has never been a day in which the sun hasn't risen. Sometimes you can't see it because the sky is cloudy or the sky is overcast. Overcast is tapado de nubes total. But the sun always rises. It rose yesterday. It rose every day last week. It rose every day last month. It's like clockwork. Como un reloj. It's like clockwork. So you think clockwork, like the movie Clockwork Orange. It's like clockwork. Es como trabajo de relojería. It's like clockwork. The sun rises every day. It rose every day last week, and it rose every day last year. Okay, and I'm sure it will rise tomorrow. Okay, ran. When I was a teenager, I ran the 100 meters, I ran the 200 meters, and I ran the 400 meters. My favorite race was the 200. It's beautiful. But my best race was the 400, all right, meters. And I ran many, many races. In my life, I've run many, many races. Ran. Every day I run. Yesterday I ran. Lately I've run. Yes, to run. I run this company. I ran this company in the 1980s. I ran this company in the 1970s. I ran this company in the 1990s. And I still run this company, I think. I don't know. I think it's time for me to stop running anything, right? Yes. It's time for me to go to pasture. Yes. Salir al prado a pastar. That's to jubilarme. It's time for me to go to pasture. Escrito pasture. Pasture. Yes, to graze. Escrito grace, con Z, grace. Graze. Grace con C se pronuncia grace. Como Grace Kelly. Grace. Oh, the grace of God, la gracia de Dios. The grace. Pero con Z es graze, Zaragoza. Graze is pastar o pacer en el campo. All right. Sell, sold. The last time I sold a house was last year. Yes. How many houses have you sold in your life? Not too many. I don't know. My God, how many houses have I sold in my life? I think I've sold maybe 3 or 4 houses in my life. Not too many, eh? How many letters did you send yesterday? I sent one. Yeah, I sent one letter. Really. I went to the post office for two reasons, and one reason was to stamp a letter and to send it. So I sent one letter yesterday. I sent it to Murcia. All right. So set. Yeah. Do you set your alarm clock every day? Well, no, because I don't. I set a coffee maker every day. And the coffee maker is within earshot. When it starts making the coffee, it wakes me up. So, no fijo el despertador, no pongo el despertador, pongo la cafetera, lo preparo, lo cargo. I load the coffee maker, a classical coffee maker, drip coffee, and I set it every night. And so, but I don't set the alarm clock to set. Richard, have you ever set a world record? Oh, yeah. Right now, I'm in the process of setting another world record. Nobody has given more English classes on TV than me. So every day I set a new record. Yes. Cada día fijo un nuevo marca mundial. Yeah, a world record for English classes on television. It's true, eh? I'm sure nobody has taught more hours on TV or on radio teaching English than me. All right, set, shut. Who shut the door? You or Marta? Marta, you mean before the class? She shut the door. Yeah. Oh, Richard, when was the last time you shut the door? Well, before the class starts, I think I've never shut the door. Now, I've opened and shut that door many times in my life, but not before the class starts. Marta shuts the door. And then when she shuts the door, automatically there's a light outside that says recording. But people don't pay attention to it, and they come by making noise. All right. But I don't think you can hear the noise. Shut, to shut. Yes. Cierra el pico is shut up. Shut up puede ser muy fuerte según la entonación. También puede ser cariñoso según la entonación. Come on, shut up now. No, I don't recommend it. Be quiet. Shh, be quiet. Be quiet. Be quiet. Sat. Yesterday I sat in this chair. Last week I sat in this chair. I always sit in this chair. I'm tired of sitting in this chair. Richard, how did you sleep last night? I slept okay. How many hours did you sleep? I slept maybe 6.5 hours, 7. I slept all right. What time did you fall asleep? I fell asleep around midnight. Yeah. What time did you get up? I got up at 6:30. So maybe I slept 6.5 hours. Yeah. I slept enough. I don't need to sleep more. I slept enough. I slept enough. How many languages did you speak when you were 30? I spoke 3 languages, Spanish, French, and English. And how many languages did you speak when you were 40? Well, I spoke 4 languages, Spanish, English, French, and classroom English. Because by the time I was 40, I had 2 clearly different languages, the English I speak in the classroom and the English I speak with normal English speakers. All right, so, but it's different. But nevertheless, the English I speak is the English I want you to speak. Now, for listening comprehension, it's different, of course. Spend. Did you spend any money yesterday? Did I spend any money? Did I spend any money? ¿Gasté yo dinero ayer? Did I spend any money? Escuche como brr. Did I spend any money? Did I spend any? Spend any? Spend any? Spend any? Spend any? Did I? Verbo auxiliar, did. Did I spend any money yesterday? A ver si me recuerdo. Let me see if I remember. Did I spend any money yesterday? Did I spend any money? 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 Yes. Well, I used a credit card. Does that count? Does that count? I had lunch with 2 people yesterday. No, I had lunch with 1 man yesterday. No. Yesterday I had lunch with 2 people, a father and his daughter. And his daughter lives in England, in London. All right. Yes. She's been living in England for 8 years. The father sent her to to secondary school in a boarding school. Boarding school is escuela internado, o sea, donde viven ahí. And she continued and did university. She did her university degree, and now she's living and working in London. All right, stand. Stand. Before this class, I stood outside the door on the other side, talking to a person. I was talking to another person in the company, and Marta said, Corazón de León, ya es hora. Corazón de León, no, de melón. No soy Ricardo Corazón de León, soy Ricardo Corazón de Melón. She's laughing. But before the class, I was talking to someone. I was standing outside, and I stood there for about 10 minutes talking to somebody, and Marta said, come on, tenemos que empezar. Tenemos que empezar. I can't emulate her accent. But I stood there for a long time talking to Peter. I stood there for a long time. All right. But I can't stand anymore or sit. I have to go. See you tomorrow.